Far from Earth, in the deep black of space, floated a large space station. The station was very old but still important. It kept watching the stars and sent signals back to many planets. Many aliens worked on the station, but it was not a happy place. The halls were quiet, and the crew often stayed alone. Mira was one of the scientists on the station. She was a young alien with green skin and big eyes that looked curious but serious. Mira liked to work alone. She spent most of her time in the machine room, fixing broken parts and studying strange signals from far away. Most of the other aliens did not like to be near Mira. They thought she was too quiet and too serious. Some said she was strange. No. One sat beside her during meals or in the common room. They gave her space. But Mira felt lonely sometimes. Each day, Mira woke up early. She put on her work suit and went to the machine room. There were many machines that helped run the station. Some were old and made strange noises. Mira knew each machine well. She could hear when one was not working right. One morning, Mira sat by the window, looking out at the stars. The station was quiet. She liked the stars. They made her feel small, but also hopeful. She listened to the soft hum of the station's engines. Suddenly, her screen beeped. A new signal came from a place far beyond the known planets. Mira's eyes lit up with excitement. This was new. Something unknown was trying to reach the station. She moved quickly to check the machines that received the signals. As she worked, she felt a shadow behind her. She turned slowly. A new face appeared, human. The first human engineer to join the station. His name was Sam. Sam looked different from the aliens. His skin was light and his hair was brown. He had kind eyes that seemed to watch everything carefully. Sam did not say anything. He just nodded at Mira and walked past her to the tools. He looked calm and quiet. Mira was surprised. She was used to noisy aliens who talked a lot. Sam was different. He did not try to join the others who ignored Mira. Sam went to an old machine that made strange sounds. The machine looked difficult to fix. Mira watched as Sam opened the machine carefully and started checking the parts. He did not speak but worked with skill. Mira felt a little less alone. The day passed slowly. Mira and Sam did not talk. They worked side by side. Mira studied the strange signal. Sam fixed the old machines. The station kept moving through space. At dinner time, the aliens gathered in the common room. Most sat in groups, talking and laughing. Mira sat alone, eating quietly. Sam sat down beside her without saying a word. Mira looked at him, surprised. No one had ever sat beside her before. She felt shy but did not move away. Sam smiled gently. It was a small smile, but it made Mira feel warm inside. No one said anything to them. The room was full of noise, but their corner was quiet. For the first time in a long time, Mira did not feel lonely. After dinner, Mira showed Sam the strange signal on her screen. She pointed to the moving dots and lines. Sam looked closely. He nodded and typed something on his tablet. They worked together, still without many words. The hours passed. The signal grew stronger. Mira and Sam sat together, watching the screen. The stars outside shone bright, and the station moved slowly through the black space. Mira thought about how strange it was to have someone beside her who did not talk much but was there. She felt hope. Maybe she was not so alone anymore. As the station drifted silently through space, Mira and Sam stayed side by side, the quiet souls in a noisy world. The space station floated silently through the endless black sky. Stars blinked far away. But inside, the station was still and quiet. Mira woke early as usual. The hum of machines was a soft music to her ears. She moved through the corridors, her steps light and careful. Mira's days were often the same. She checked machines, fixed small problems, and studied strange signals from deep space. But today was different. Today, a new crew member was arriving. Everyone talked about the new human engineer named Sam, but no one knew much about him. The aliens on the station whispered in small groups. Some were curious, some worried. Humans were rare in their part of space. Many thought humans were loud and reckless. They did not expect a human to be quiet or careful. Mira felt nervous, but curious too. She worked in the machine room when she heard the loud noise of the docking system. The new crew member was coming. She wiped her hands on her suit and went to the entrance. The door opened slowly. A tall man walked inside. His hair was dark brown, and his eyes looked kind and calm. His face showed a quiet strength. He looked around, but did not say anything. He only nodded politely to the others. Sam was not like the stories the aliens told. He did not shout or laugh loudly. He moved slowly and watched carefully. He wore a simple suit with tools hanging from his belt. He looked ready to work. Some aliens glanced at him and turned away quickly. Others whispered about how strange he was. But Sam did not mind. He began to walk toward the machine room with purpose. Mira saw him from across the hall. She was surprised by how calm he was. She felt a small hope. Maybe this new human was different. At the machine room, Sam started to check old panels and wires. Mira watched quietly from a distance. She wanted to say hello, but the words did not come. Instead, she picked up a small tool and began to work nearby. Time passed. Mira and Sam worked side by side without talking. Their hands moved over wires and buttons. Sometimes they looked at the same screen, checking signals and numbers. Sam fixed parts of the old machines with skill and care. Mira noticed he did not rush. He listened to the machine sounds, just like she did. They both understood the quiet language of machines. The other aliens noticed too. They saw Sam did not join loud talks or jokes. He did not ask for attention. He just worked. At lunch, the common room was full of noise and chatter. Groups of aliens sat together, talking about their home planets and stories. Mira sat alone at a table in the corner. She ate slowly, looking at the empty seats beside her. Suddenly, Sam walked over and sat down next to Mira. She looked up, surprised. He smiled softly, but said nothing. Mira smiled back, feeling a little less lonely. Around them, the noisy room continued. No one joined them. They sat quietly, sharing the same space without words. After lunch, Mira returned to the signal room. She was still studying the strange signal from deep space. Sam followed her and watched the screen with interest. Mira pointed to the moving lines on the screen. Sam looked carefully. He tapped on his tablet and typed a few commands. The screen changed, showing clearer shapes. Mira's eyes grew wide. "You understand," she said quietly. Sam nodded. "Yes," he said in a soft voice. His words were few but clear. From that moment, a new connection started. Mira and Sam began to work together. They did not need many words. Their actions spoke louder. Day by day, Sam's quiet presence became a comfort to Mira. She felt stronger and less alone. The other aliens began to watch them closely. Some were curious, some were jealous. They wondered how the quiet beings could find friendship in silence. One evening, the station's alarm rang out. A small problem in the engine room needed quick fixing. Mira and Sam rushed there together. The engine room was dark and filled with smoke. The old machine was broken badly. Mira's hands shook, but Sam stayed calm. He reached out and helped her find the right tools. Without talking much, they worked fast. Mira cleaned wires while Sam fixed the broken parts. Their teamwork saved the engine from stopping. When the danger passed, Mira looked at Sam. She saw respect and kindness in his eyes. For the first time, she felt not only hope but trust. The next day, some aliens came closer to Mira and Sam. They asked questions about the strange signal and the broken engine. Mira answered shyly. But Sam spoke, clearly and simply. His calm voice made the others listen. The station felt a little warmer. The quiet human engineer had changed something without saying much. Mira smiled often now. The stars outside the windows looked brighter, and the space felt less lonely. In the silence of the space station, a new friendship was growing. Two different souls, quiet and strong, found each other without many words. And the strange signal from the deep stars continued to glow, waiting for them to understand its secret. The space station floated deep in the quiet darkness of space. The stars outside shone like tiny diamonds on black velvet inside the station. The lights flickered softly, and the hum of machines filled the air. Mira was in the machine room, carefully checking the control panels. She liked this place. It was her world of wires, buttons, and blinking lights. Every machine had a purpose, and every problem had a solution if you looked closely enough. Suddenly, the soft hum changed. A loud beep came from the power system. Mira's heart quickened. Something was wrong. She rushed to the power control panel. The screen showed red warnings. The main power machine was failing. If it stopped, the whole station could lose energy. Lights would go out, life support might stop, and the station would be in danger. Mira tried to calm herself. She called for help through the station's communication system. But only one voice answered: Sam, the human engineer. Sam was in the tools room. He heard the call and came quickly. He moved with calm steps, carrying his toolkit. When he arrived, Mira showed him the screen. The machine was old and complicated. Many parts were worn out, and no one else knew it better than Mira. Sam knelt beside the machine and opened the metal cover. He looked inside carefully. The wires were tangled, and some parts were burned. Mira helped by passing tools and checking. Diagrams, they worked silently. Words were few because there was no time. Their hands moved quickly but carefully. They needed to fix the problem before it got worse. As they worked, Mira noticed how Sam listened to the machine. He touched parts gently, like he could feel the machine's pain. Suddenly, Sam stopped and pointed to a small piece. It looked broken beyond repair. Mira looked closer. She thought the piece was too old to fix. But Sam smiled gently and took out a small device from his kit. "This can help," he said softly. Sam connected the device, and a soft light appeared. The broken piece started to glow, slowly. It began to heal, as if the machine was alive and wanted to live. Mira was amazed. She had never seen such a tool before. She watched with wonder as the power machine started to work again. The red warnings disappeared from the screen. The hum of the station grew steady once more. Mira looked at Sam with new respect. She realized how much she could learn from him. Other crew members arrived, hearing the alarm was over. They saw Mira and Sam working together. For the first time, some came closer, watching silently. Sam closed the machine cover and smiled at Mira. No words were needed. They shared a quiet moment of success. Later, in the common room, Mira sat alone with her meal. She was tired but happy. Sam joined her again, sitting without speaking. This time, Mira felt brave. She said, "Thank you for helping today." Sam nodded and smiled softly. "We fixed things," he said simply. Mira smiled back. She liked the way Sam spoke, clear and simple. The other aliens watched the silent friendship with curiosity. Slowly, they started to respect the quiet human engineer. That night, Mira looked out the window. The stars seemed brighter. The strange signal from deep space was still there. But now she was not afraid. She thought about how one broken machine had brought her closer to Sam. Maybe this was just the beginning. In the quiet of the space station, two quiet hearts found a way to work together. They did not need many words to understand each other. Their actions spoke louder than sounds. The station moved on through space, safe for now. But deep in the stars, the unknown signal waited, ready to tell its story. The space station moved slowly among the stars. Inside, the quiet hum of machines was constant, a steady heartbeat in the vast emptiness of space. Mira and Sam had settled into a quiet rhythm. They worked side by side, fixing machines, checking signals, and solving problems. Words between them were few, but their understanding grew stronger every day. The other aliens on the station still kept their distance. They whispered in corners and watched Mira and Sam with curiosity, but no one dared to sit beside them. Mira did not mind. She liked the silence. It was comfortable. She felt calm when Sam was near, even though they did not speak much. One afternoon, Mira was in the common room, reading a technical report. The room was busy with noise. Aliens talked loudly, laughed, and shared stories from their homeworlds. Yet, Mira sat alone at a small table by the window. Sam entered the room quietly and sat down beside her without a word. Mira looked up and smiled softly. They ate in silence. the noise of the room fading around them. Mira felt the warmth of company without the need for conversation. After their meal, they moved to the station's observation deck. The large windows showed the stars stretching into forever. The station glided past distant planets, and glowing nebulae. Mira pointed to a bright star in the distance. Sam nodded, watching the light. Together, they studied the strange signal coming from beyond the stars. The signal was growing stronger each day, like a soft voice calling out through the darkness. Mira tried to understand the meaning, but it was hard. The patterns were complex, and the source was far away. Sam watched the signal quietly. Then he placed his hand gently on Mira's shoulder, a simple gesture of support. Mira smiled, feeling the comfort of his presence. Time passed. Mira and Sam worked on the signal together, often sitting in silence. They shared ideas through notes and simple drawings. Their quiet friendship grew like a strong tree, deep and steady. One evening, a loud alarm broke the calm. The station's navigation system was failing. Without navigation, the station could drift off course and into danger. Mira and Sam rushed to the control room. The screen showed strange errors and flashing warnings. The other crew members were worried and confused. They looked to Mira and Sam for help. Without hesitation, Mira and Sam began working. Mira checked the system's data, while Sam repaired the broken circuits. They moved quickly and calmly. Their hands worked together as if they were one. The station's alarms slowly stopped. The navigation system was fixed. The crew cheered quietly, relieved and grateful. After the crisis, some aliens started to approach Mira and Sam. They asked questions and offered help. Mira felt shy but happy. Sam spoke simply and kindly to the others. The station's atmosphere changed. The quiet friendship between Mira and Sam became a symbol of trust. One day, Mira found a small gift on her workbench, a tiny plant in a clear container. A message was attached, "For you," from the crew. Mira smiled. She touched the green leaves gently. It was a small sign that she was no longer alone. Sam looked at her and nodded. No words were needed. The stars outside shone brightly. The strange signal still pulsed in the distance, waiting to be understood. Mira and Sam sat together again in the quiet room. The silence between them was no longer empty but full of meaning. In the vastness of space, the quiet souls had found each other. Their bond, made without many words, was strong enough to face any challenge. And the station moved forward, guided by the steady hearts of Mira and Sam. The space station continued its slow journey through the endless sky of stars. The machines hummed softly, and the crew worked quietly, growing more used to their routine and each other. Mira and Sam had become an important part of the station's life. Their quiet teamwork and calm presence were a steady light in the long days. Many crew members now respected them, though some still did not understand their silence. One morning, as Mira was checking the sensors near the station's outer hull, the warning lights flashed suddenly. A loud alarm echoed through the corridors. The screen in front of Mira showed a new danger. An asteroid storm was heading toward the station. The station's defenses were old, and the crew had little time to prepare. The storm was fast and strong. Small rocks and dust would hit the station at high speed, and damage could be severe. Panic began to spread among the crew. Voices raised, and many rushed to the control rooms, trying to find a solution. But the systems were weak, and the chance of protection was small. Mira took a deep breath. She knew fear would not help. She sent a calm message through the station's network. "Meet in the control room. We will work together." Sam was already there, waiting. His quiet eyes showed focus and determination. He stood beside Mira without a word. The crew gathered. Mira explained what was happening and what they needed to do. Sam checked the defense systems. Many parts were broken or missing. "Can we fix it?" asked a young alien with blue skin and bright eyes. "We must try," said Mira. "We have little time." Sam began to repair the shields. His hands worked fast but carefully. Mira organized the crew to help with simple tasks, passing tools, and checking parts. The station shook as the first rocks hit outside the windows. Small flashes of light showed the storm's power. The crew worked hard. Some repaired panels. Others monitored sensors. Mira and Sam stayed calm and steady, guiding the team. Hours passed. The storm grew stronger. The station was hit many times. The lights flickered, and some machines made strange noises. At one moment, a large rock hit the hull close to the engine room. A loud crash shook the station. Smoke filled the quarter. Mira and Sam rushed to the engine room. They found damage to the cooling system. Without cooling, the engines could overheat and stop. Sam opened the broken pipes and found leaks. Mira helped by holding tools and giving instructions. Together, they fixed the pipes, sealing the leaks. The smoke slowly cleared. The engines returned to normal. Outside, the storm began to pass. The crew was tired but proud. The station was safe. The silence after the storm was deep. The crew looked at Mira and Sam with new respect. One of the older aliens stepped forward. "Your comm saved us," he said softly. "We should have listened to you sooner." Mira smiled shyly. Sam nodded, still quiet but strong. That night, Mira and Sam sat together in the common room. The room was quiet now, and the stars shone bright outside. Mira looked at Sam. "Thank you," she said softly. Sam smiled gently. "We work together." He replied. The crew's fear had changed into hope. They saw that even in silence, great strength could be found. The strange signal from deep space was still there, waiting. But Mira and Sam had shown the crew that no matter what came next, they would face it together. In the quiet after the storm, a new trust was born. The human engineer and the alien scientist had become more than friends. They were a team. In the space station, once cold and lonely, now felt like home. After the asteroid storm, the space station felt different. The air seemed lighter, and the crew moved with more confidence. Mira and Sam's quiet strength had earned respect. They were no longer seen as outsiders, but as leaders. Mira woke early, feeling a new energy inside. She put on her work suit and headed to the machine room. Sam was already there, checking the engines with his usual calm focus. The other crew members passed by, nodding politely. Some even smiled. The small acts of kindness meant a lot after weeks of silence and distance. At breakfast, Mira sat at her usual spot. Today, something was different. A few aliens came closer, asking simple questions about the repairs and the strange signal. One alien, named Zer, with smooth blue skin and bright eyes, asked, "How do you and Sam work so well without speaking?" Mira smiled softly. "We listen," she said, "not just with ears, but with attention." Sam nodded in agreement. "Sometimes actions say more than words," he added. Zer looked thoughtful. She sat down next to Mira and Sam, joining the quiet group. More aliens followed. They wanted to learn how to work better, how to stay calm like Mira and Sam. Mira showed them some simple tools and techniques. Sam helped fix a small broken panel, explaining the steps clearly. The station's atmosphere changed. Noise was still there, but it was filled with learning and respect. One day, during a break, Mira found a small gift on her desk, a smooth stone from a nearby planet. It was a sign of friendship, a gesture she had never expected. She looked around and saw Zer smiling. "For you," Zer said softly. Mira held the stone, feeling warmth inside. It was more than a gift, it was acceptance. Sam noticed and smiled quietly. He handed Mira a small device. He had made a tool to help her decode the strange signal faster. Mira's eyes brightened. "Thank you, Sam," she said. "You always help without saying much." Sam shrugged with a gentle smile. "Actions speak," he repeated. The strange signal from deep space grew stronger every day. Mira and Sam spent hours trying to understand its message. The crew often gathered to watch, sharing ideas and hopes. One evening, as the station moved past a glowing nebula, Mira and Sam stood together at the observation deck. Mira whispered, "We are not alone." Sam nodded. "We never were." The stars outside seemed to shine with new meaning. The station was no longer just a place of work, it was a home filled with trust and friendship. The quiet human engineer and the careful alien scientists had changed everything. Their silent bond taught the crew that respect and curiosity could build bridges where words sometimes failed. And in the deep darkness of space, the signal pulsed on, waiting to be heard.